Tara Daniels, and this is my presentation for Geography 1300. The country I picked was Egypt. American citizens and Egyptians have something in common. They have a reason to fear the beard. Americans coined the term when Pittsburgh Steelers lineman Brett Keisel grew out his beard while the team experienced one of the best seasons, and Keisel had his personal best season tackle statistic. The big, long, full beard became his trademark of power and strength in America's NFL. In Egypt, the beard means much the same thing. Men sporting the beard are modeling Islamic leader Muhammad, and their beard represents power and strength. Both America and Egypt have found themselves in the middle of a struggle for power and strength. I use Keisel to lighten the story, but in actuality, this topic is very serious and has already cost many Americans and Egyptians their lives. Islamist extreme groups, men who follow the teachings of Muhammad, the founder of the religion called Islam, to the extreme. The group also wear beards, like Muhammad, and that has become synonymous with Islamist extreme groups. These men want to see a world that follows their radical beliefs instead of the other example above in Brett Keisel, who chooses to wear the beard to look macho while intimidating quarterbacks. In recent years, the world has experienced violent outcries from these different Islamist groups. Egypt has found themselves being led by the Muslim Brotherhood. This particular group of Muslim extremists will be the major focus of this presentation and have put the country of Egypt in the headlines for numerous years. The group's numbers and power have been increasing, which have caused concern for many Egyptian citizens. This presentation will explore the presidents, both past and current, the Muslim Brotherhood and impact it has left on the country of Egypt, including a new constitution, threats to Egypt's democracy, and the country's newest leader, who is trying to develop a reformed, more unified Islamic religion against the will of the Brotherhood. First off, let's gather some background information on the country of Egypt. Egypt is located on the continent of Africa. The population of Egypt is found around the banks of the Nile River. The rest of the country is very arid and makes it a poor habitat for humans. This causes large amounts of people to live in a very close proximity and may be part of the social conflicts that they face. Egypt has a rich history, including the fact that the first written history came from its early civilizations. Islam is the religion the majority of the citizens practice, but it's made up of different groups of Muslims called Sunni and Shia. Sunni and Shia Muslims have a history of not being able to see eye to eye in regards to the way that they practice the Islam faith. I have put a little chart here that kind of tells you that the Sunni beliefs and the Shia beliefs are different. Its current political system is referred to as the Third Republic. The First Republic came in 1953 after the Free Army dethroned King Farouk and continued through 6 presidents, ending after President Morsi was elected in 2012. Morsi was removed by the Egyptian military in 2013, and the military managed the country until the people could hold an election. I have a short clip here that displays that.
Thousands of Egyptians have gathered in Cairo's Tahrir Square to celebrate the victory of former army chief Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in the country's presidential election. Al-Sisi won a landslide 96.91% in the poll, although just 47% of eligible voters participated.
And of course we are very, very happy today. All Egyptians, and in fact the whole Arab world, is happy about the win of the new Egyptian president, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. And we say to Egypt's new president that we, God willing, are behind you.
Tahrir Square, the iconic centre of the 2011 revolution that toppled autocrat Hosni Mubarak, was closed off to allow al-Sisi supporters to celebrate. The military chief gained popularity last year after toppling Islamist leader Mohamed Morsi, a move prompted by mass protests against his authoritarian rule. Since Morsi's downfall, his Muslim Brotherhood party has been banned, while many of his supporters have been killed or arrested. Many Egyptians now hope that al-Sisi can restore stability to a country tired of violence and unrest, and damaged by the killing of scores of army officers and police.
bear with me for just 1 second. Sometimes this doesn't like to click forward after. The election of President Abdul Fattah al-Sisi in 2014 launched the Third Republic and the writing of a new constitution. Another key piece of the puzzle is the Islamic religion, with the majority of citizens being Muslim. The Islamic faith is strong, and extremist group grew to power by making false promises. Egypt is also currently in a desperate economic state. Many parts of the country are underdeveloped and looking to a leader to make change to the economic problems which the Muslim Brotherhood campaigned they would be able to do. President Morsi, seen there above in the top photo, is a member of the Muslim Brotherhood. He won the election of 2012 by promising the people he would create a strong economic system and would give citizens support in order to do this. What happened was the creation of a new constitution that imposed strict and repressive Islamic beliefs on the citizens, and the use of power and control, as well as threats to control the citizens. The military went in and removed President Morsi and put up their own as a candidate, Field Marshal Abdul Fattah al-Sisi. He won with 97% of the vote, and the country's dream of democracy was once again up for grabs. The new president has drafted a constitution that better models that of our country's. This model includes shared power between president, parliament, and prime minister. Al-Sisi has not been able to perform as well as his country would have liked, and now some are afraid that the only way he can lead is by using a false democracy like the one we have here in the United States that claims human rights are being protected while bullying of minorities and American Arabs. Egyptians are finding themselves again in conflict. Their economy is not improving, and their country is still at risk of the extreme Islamist groups. The Muslim Brotherhood has caused reason for concern, although they have done most of their work by going through the proper channels. They have gained respect and authority in a non-violent way. The group filled many seats in Parliament, supported and courted the Educational Society, and set up special social services in many villages. In an article I read called Egypt's Muslim Brotherhood and Political Power, Would Democracy Survive?, Dr. Sayed Edin Ibrahim, a doctor and advocate for human rights, says that although he is a part of the Brotherhood, he does worry about the government being controlled by members of the Islamist group, as well as any other Islamist group. He would like to believe that all parties have people's rights in mind, but he fears that they do not. In the same article, an example was given of how the members would like to see the government ran like the Sharia. It states that the Brotherhood's mission is to build a Muslim individual, a Muslim family, and Islamic rule to lead other Islamic states. How would this Islamic identity affect the media, economy, politics, education, social welfare, women's issues, and culture? The Muslim Brotherhood elaborates on these issues in its initiatives. The media should be cleansed of anything that disagrees with the decrees of Islam. We believe in an economic system that is derived from Islam. The state should have a democratic system compatible with Islam. It proposed to increase the number of kitab, a rudimentary religious school, and nurseries, and the focus of education should be on learning the Quran by heart. The Zakah institution should be in charge of distributing wealth and income. Women should only hold the kind of posts that would preserve their virtue. Our culture has to be derived from Islamic sources. There should be a ban on improper and offensive series on television programs. As you can see by this example, the party has a very clear vision of what the people should be doing, and if they were left to run the government, they would need to impose some very strict laws in order to make their idea of a perfect country that follows the Muslim family model reality. Democracy has been mentioned, but needs to be addressed again. A true democracy allows people to become anything they want to be. Democracy allows for their citizens to play a role in who is running the country and how it is being governed. Egypt, being stuck between religion and economic struggles, finds itself truly unable to make a democracy that is for the people. The people are afraid and skeptical of every person in power. I think they have the right to be nervous, but it could be getting in the way of a true democracy. The stronghold that religion has played in Egypt is proving to be more than just a bridge needing crossed. It is the roadblock causing the citizens to be repressed, and which keeps the world from providing help for the poor economy. Until Egypt's government can prove itself stable and able to support human rights, it will not be able to work towards an open, globalized democracy. President Abdul Fattah el-Sisi knows that finding a way to protect the Muslim religion is important to his country. With 90% of the citizens considering themselves a part of the Muslim religion, mostly Sunni, it is a big part of the culture of Egypt. The president himself is Muslim and says he doesn't like that the religion is being used by the extremists and giving all members a bad name. I was not able to find a clearly outlined plan of the president's for reforming the religion and trying to unify groups of people who have been at odds with each other for the last century. Egypt has a rich history full of rising and falling. They built and developed some of the first of this world. I expect that they will once again find a way to gain strength and build their beautiful country. In the meantime, I see that there is truly a reason to fear the beard. And those are my references.